Possessiveness rarely begins with love alone. Its deeper roots often develop from insecurity, fear of abandonment, emotional dependency, betrayal, low self-worth, or the belief that losing another person would mean losing something essential within oneself. When someone becomes psychologically attached to the idea of possessing another person's attention, affection, loyalty, or presence, connection gradually becomes confused with ownership. The person may want to know where someone is, who they are communicating with, what they are thinking, or whether someone else has become important to them. Beneath these behaviors is often a fear that freedom creates the possibility of loss. If another person is allowed to complete independence, the insecure mind imagines countless threats. Possessiveness, therefore, attempts to reduce uncertainty by creating restrictions. Monitoring can temporarily reduce anxiety. Demanding reassurance can temporarily restore security. Controlling access to other people can temporarily create the illusion of exclusivity. But none of these behaviors can create genuine emotional security because affection that exists only under pressure is fundamentally unstable. Possessiveness can become especially intense when a person has previously experienced betrayal or abandonment. The mind remembers the pain and creates protective rules designed to prevent repetition. Yet those rules can eventually damage the very relationship they were created to protect. Constant suspicion produces emotional exhaustion. Excessive demands create distance. Restrictions create resentment. The person may interpret this distance as evidence that their fears were correct, which strengthens the cycle even further. The hidden roots of possessiveness often lie in the inability to tolerate uncertainty within attachment. The person may unconsciously believe that if someone truly loves them, that person should never need distance, privacy, independence, or relationships outside the partnership. Any movement away from constant closeness can therefore feel like emotional rejection. The deeper fear is not always losing the person themselves. It may be losing the identity, security, validation, or sense of belonging that the relationship provides. When self-worth becomes heavily connected to being chosen, another person's independence can feel threatening. Healing begins when love is separated from control. Genuine attachment does not require surveillance, ownership, or constant access. A healthy relationship allows two people to remain connected while still possessing separate identities and personal boundaries. Trust develops through consistent behavior, honesty, respect, and freedom rather than restriction. The person must gradually learn that uncertainty cannot be eliminated from relationships. Someone can love you and still need space. Someone can value you and still have friendships, interests, privacy, and an independent inner world. Allowing this freedom does not weaken connection. It creates the conditions in which connection can remain voluntary and authentic. The deepest transformation occurs when the person develops enough internal security to understand that another person's freedom does not automatically threaten their place in that person's life. You cannot guarantee that someone will never leave. You cannot control another person's feelings. You cannot prevent every possibility of betrayal. But you can strengthen your ability to recognize unhealthy behavior, establish boundaries, and protect yourself if necessary. Possessiveness loses its power when self-trust becomes stronger than fear of loss. Love becomes less about holding someone tightly and more about creating a relationship in which both people remain by choice. The deepest form of security is not knowing that someone cannot leave. It is knowing that you can remain whole, even if life changes.